As in,
As in be each other's laughter?
yeah.
I hope
Yes.
so.
Yeah, I would encourage you guys to laugh. And
Please.
yes, please.
Ooh.
Okay, I think I got it all settled. And getting that. Get over here. Is your last name pronounced Om?
Yep, thank you.
All right. Where am I? All these pages are up. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You'll be fine.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Yes. I would encourage. What is that me? Oh my God. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Raw Comedy 4.
Woohoo!
I am your host, Athena Rodriguez. I am from Hypothetical Comedy Network. And I just wanted to say this is my first time hosting Raw Comedy. I'm looking forward to seeing all of these amazing comics that you're also going to see. And and I really am looking forward to having a great night listening to all these amazing jokes. And I hope that you are into it tonight. We're in the middle of this pandemic starting to fade away. I'm not quite sure. I'm still traumatized from when the pandemic started, honestly. Like the first week when everybody was going crazy as cat shit, I was over there watching two grown-ass women fighting over a box of wine. I was impressed though, because the lady who won, she didn't drop her baby once. That's what we can accomplish while we're breastfeeding. Yeah. Wonder Women, that's what we are. My name is Athena. I was named after the Greek goddess of war, wisdom, and home crafts. Yes, because when I think of a woman in charge, I'm like, but can she knit a sweater? She better. Am I right? Am I right? I wish I had a really, fancy, heartwarming story about how my parents named me Athena. The truth is, my dad was actually reading a Greek mythology book while pooping on the toilet. It's true. It's true. My full name is actually Athena Sudoku Rodriguez. We're gonna keep it in the family. My dad was a ridiculous guy. I don't know if you have like a Mexican dad, but my dad was always concerned about leaving behind the Rodriguez legacy, which I was super confused about. I was like, what is their legacy, Dad? Chronic ingrown toenails and diabetes? What are we leaving behind? I'm just really venting about my dad. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. We have our first comedian of the evening. They are a bisexual and biracial comedian who touches on topics of gender, relationships, and mental health. Umi is Indian and Lebanese. She was born in Hawaii and has been enjoying the Pacific Northwest since 2018. Stand-up comedy is her longest relationship, going 3 years strong.
Woohoo!
Everybody put your hands together for the wonderful Umi Om.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Oh my God, you know how to say Hawaii? I'm so happy. I had to move away and then I learned how to say it. It took a while. So my name is Umi. Umi means mother in Arabic. So my partner, he's a motherfucker. I have like to talk about my parents sometimes. They met in Hawaii, and I have this belief that the reason that there are so many mixed people in Hawaii is that it's so hot and beautiful that people just take their clothes off and everybody just bangs, you know? So that's how I was born. They met over there. My nephew has 9 ethnicities. I have like a PowerPoint slide just to keep them straight. I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head. But I love that my parents had something in common that brought them together, mental illness. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna actually do a satire song today. So if that's not your thing, we're on the computer so you can mute. It's really easy, selective listening. Love that part of this. But not tonight, because everybody's hilarious tonight. Okay, so we're gonna go into the Little Mermaid kind of thing and think about mental illness and kind of how I've struggled with dating people like my parents and not doing that anymore. Okay. I just don't see how a world that makes such beautiful things could make me sad. Look at these men, aren't they all neat? Wouldn't you say my dating history's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who's done everyone? Look at these thighs, treasures we're told. How much cum can one cavern hold? Looking at Facebook, you think, sure, she's tried everyone. I've had unmedicated men and women. I've tried schizophrenia and bipolar galore. You want narcissists? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the hurt people are. I want to see them medicated, talking around with those, what do you call them again? Lies. Speaking your truth, you don't get the rush. Lies are required for issues, crying, texting along down a, what's that word again? Drunken night. Up where they hallucinate, up where they gaslight, up where they stay deep in their own bullshit, wandering free. Wish I could be with the unmedicated hotties. What would I give if I could live out of years of therapy? What would I pay to spend a day in a toxic place? Bet you without meds, they understand. They don't try to care for their daughters. Bright young women, sick of balance, ready to fall. And ready to hoe like the people know. Ask them my question and get some more lies. What's a liar and why does it, what's the word? Cheat. Why does it burn? Wouldn't I love to envy that poison up above? Off of the drugs, wish I could stand a toxic man. And that's me. I might be off a couple beats, but I'm still working on that. My father had paranoia with schizophrenia, and he sometimes thought that people were out to get him. And my mother, with her bipolar manic depressive, half of the time she kind of was out to get him. It was like a match made in a mental institution, you know, having those things in common. It's really grounding for relationships, and bringing your culture, I think, is nice to a relationship. I'm not Hawaiian, but I try to embrace and respect Hawaiian culture. So whenever we have safe words, I try to make it something, you know, something Hawaiian. So now our safe word is humu humu nuku nuku apua'a. He's not getting out of anything, but he agreed. I'm Umi Om. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Umi. I am so happy that you were impressed by my skills of pronouncing Hawaii correctly. No, I visited there once. Sorry for the loud cars near my house. Okay, everyone. I am excited to bring up the next comedian. I'm sure that you are looking forward to it. Let's see, we've got, oh, this next comedian is French Iranian and lives in London. She's appeared at the Comedy Store in London and performed on the same lineup as Jerry Seinfeld in Paris. She will be performing her first solo show in Brighton, UK in July. Put your hands together for Anoushka Rava.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I have to admit, I feel like a cam girl right now, you know? Getting naked. Well, not literally naked. I'm not baring my chest, but my soul here. I'm half French, half Iranian. I always have one part hijacking the other. Like the Iranian, you know, she's like, you should get married, have 6 children, and become a desperate housewife. You got the fake lockdown. Now you can get the real lockdown in real life. You get married. Then the French is like, huh, pop, ma chérie. It's okay. You just freeze your eggs and strike. I'm mainly French, and I would do anything to do nothing. So I looked into working at this supermarket called Marks and Spencer's because they have a religious freedom policy there. Guess what? I am Jewish, Muslim, and Catholic. I'd be on holidays all year long. Ra, 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 ha, ha, Hanukkah, oh, Christmas. I have 3 cards to heaven, guys. At least one will get me there. If the Catholic priest is going up there, I'm definitely going, right? Also, I was thinking, what if I get into the Jewish heaven and they find out I'm also Muslim and Catholic? Gods are jealous, so I'll probably be sent up to hell, you know, so sent down to hell. I am the ultimate melting pot. I don't need to smoke any pot. In high school, I used to sell my piss. We had urine tests to check who was getting high. And I was the only one not smoking weed. So this first girlfriend comes to me. She's like, hey, can you pee for me? And then a second one and then a third one. I was like, guys, stop taking the piss. You know, like if you want my piss, you got to pay for it. Like, okay, how much was the weed? $50. Okay, $60 for my weed. So I created an empire, guys. I called it We Work. I had like people coming up at me, you know, and they're like, psst, psst. It was my nickname. You know, they're like, hey, do you got any wee on you? I was like, yeah. How much do you need? 20 mil, 60 mil from this morning, this afternoon, alkaline, acidic. I got all the wee you need. If you look at the data from 2005, no one was high, but everyone had chlamydia. Okay, I'm gonna try this new one. So food is like a yo-yo. It goes up and down, up in your mouth and down in your ass, okay? I put on weight everywhere, except where needed. My boobs stayed tiny. I was like, when I say I put on weight everywhere, I mean, I have no control over where the fat goes. If I did, I'd have an F cup, okay? Now I have the A cup, the failing cup. My God. People in the food industry should create chips that we can install in our bodies, you know, so that it beeps when we reach the daily intake of sugar, you know, like that. And then, you know, I'd rather have a chip on my shoulder than chocolate chips in my ass. Supermarkets are making my place in the dating market very low at the moment, okay? I have a love and hate relationship with food. That's the only relationship I have. When people ask me if I'm single, I ask, define single? I'm in a couple with food, okay? Like actually in a throuple, my mind, my stomach, and my supermarket. There's this biscuit called Digestives in the UK. And the owners of Digestives should be sued for false marketing. It doesn't help you digest. No, it just helps you die. My God. I was thinking, isn't it great that we all have a friend who organizes everything? That's me, bitches. The weirdest thing is going on holidays with the people who have annoyed you the most in the last 3 weeks. Like, what time is the flight again? I told you 3 times, it's on the WhatsApp group. I mean, I even help my cleaning man. Yes, it's a man, okay? So I'm so ashamed that it's messy that I clean up before he comes. with men, I usually clean up after. But with my cleaning man, I clean up before. So I put my clothes away because he wouldn't know where to put them. And I put away my underwear, but I leave out a massive dildo. And if he's not intimidated by it, then maybe I'll date him. I'm such a helpaholic. I helped my boyfriend and I made him too perfect. And then he went off with someone else. My friend tried to stage an intervention, but I wasn't organizing it. So it didn't happen. She gave me the wrong time. I had to organize my own intervention. There's this weird thing, like a lot of my girlfriends tell me my dad is hot. He's a DILF. A dad I'd like to fuck. And well, not me. I would not like to fuck my dad. No. It's a weird expression. It's when you're talking about your dad. No. So my girlfriends, they text me. One of them said, oh, if he wasn't your dad, I'd fuck him. She's 29. I was like, dream on, girl, you're too old. You know, when girls like older men, they have daddy issues. My dad likes younger girls. He has daughter issues. But I'm going to tell you, it's quite generational because my grandmother, she has invented cougarism, okay? Her third husband is 20 years younger than her. I love it. And she has son issues, okay? Well, I have no one, so I have no issues. Just self issues and tissues. Yeah, at this point, I think my future husband is in jail. I've been everywhere, okay? I've been on Tinder, Happen, Bumble, whatever. He is not there, okay? If you think about it, the only logical place he doesn't have a cell is in a cell, right? So if there's a lawyer anywhere, could you please get him out? Okay, because I am looking for a soulmate, not an inmate, okay? Guys, I just had my first lesbian experience.
Woo!
At the Tel Aviv airport with the women at customs. In fairness, I thought it was a man. Oh my God, you guys, best foreplay ever. I was like, you can lose the blue latex glove. It doesn't add anything to the experience. Also, don't just use the back of your hand, okay? And that metal detector, woo, beep, 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 right between my legs. I was like, oh, that just found my G-spot right there. Turns out she wasn't only into my body. She was also into me. She was like, are you here for business or pleasure? I was like, well, I was here on business, but now I think it's pleasure, Shoshana. Did you bring any plants or seeds into the country? Well, I think we're planting a seed right now. Where was your father born? Let's leave a little bit of mystery, Shoshana. He's from Iran. I mean, I'm pretty open on a first date, but let's just say anal fisting is a little too much. Yeah, I mean, I miss traveling so much because I only get touched at customs office, okay? Like, I can't wait for borders to open up again. So first destination would be Tel Aviv, okay? They're very thorough over there. And then I was thinking the United States. I think they would not let me go if I say I'm Iranian. I'll be touched right there as well. And then I was thinking I'm going to launch a touch TripAdvisor. So I'm going to tell people which airport is more thorough with your touching. I guess that's been my time, guys. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Anoushka. You were hilarious. Oh my goodness. You know, the last time I went to the airport, it left kind of a bad taste in my mouth because they do that body scan thing. And they pulled me aside after the body scan and I was like, what did I do wrong? They're like, we've noticed this large mass on your leg and we want to make sure it's not an explosive or a gun. And it's like, whoa. And then they quickly found out that large mass was fat. Fat legs. Relief in a weird way. All right. I hope you all are ready for your next comedian of the evening. You can see her at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, California, virtually, as well as Zoom shows everywhere and live shows real soon. She is the co-host of Flappers Comedy Club, The Weekly Flap, selected for the 2021 Laugh Riot Girl Festival. Did I read that right? Festival. The AMG Comedy Festival and the Chocolate Sunday's First Impressions Showcase. Please welcome Danna Kiel.
Yay. Woo! I'm Danna Kiel. She said that. Athena, thank you for your patience. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patience. That's that quick edit. So you were like catching the letters from something else that you erased. Y'all know how that goes, right? Right. So first of all, you guys check me out. Who saw Coming to America or Coming to America 2? Y'all saw it?
Yeah.
I'm giving you my best Vanessa Bell Calloway right now. Ooh. Guys, I love those films. A couple of things about me. First, I am thinking of going vegan, not really sure. But I did do an experiment with plant-based cheese. Have you guys tried it? Plant-based cheese? Anybody? No. So here's the deal about plant-based cheese. Like, if you flip over and look at the ingredient list, there's not a plant in there. Right? You got to notice not a geranium, not a bird of paradise, not even a power plant. You guys, I'm just saying, no plant. Plant-based cheese. I'm a twin. Yes, there are two of me. And when you get to be a certain age, I don't think we should be called twins anymore. Twins is more like what you refer to children, cute because they're twins. Like, it's okay that when we were 5, we look alike, we wear our hair alike. Like 6, she got glasses, I got glasses. 7, she had sideburns. We noticed I had sideburns. And by 9, we both had low self-esteem. Okay. Now, over a certain age, she still needs glasses. And even though I have contacts, I actually still need reading glasses. She still has sideburns. So do I. And we are both single. What I'm saying is these are not the ways you want to be alike over a certain age. I think we should just be called identical associates. And that will do it. That will do it, you guys, we are, I believe, coming to the end of the pandemic, right? We just commemorated, I guess, a year. Like, if there was ever an anti-anniversary, the quarantine, right, is it. In my house, though, we lost a few things. And let me just talk to the ladies for a second. Like, bras. Like, who's still wearing a bra? Like, right? Nobody, right? In my house in particular, we lost daily hygiene. Stay with me. Not hygiene, just hygiene every day, right? Anybody? No? Okay, I guess. All right. It's just us with a bath every other day. Like toothbrushing, like maybe, Anyway, good clothes. Black people we call our nice clothes our good clothes. I think good clothes and matching clothes, like, all got lost in the pandemic. Like, who's dressing up? Who's putting on clothes for anything anymore? Nobody. Last but not least, one of the things that we definitely lost in the quarantine, 3 square meals a day. Like, who is still eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? For real. Like, over here, it's just snacks. Quarantine snacks, right? Like, and who's still dealing with that quarantine 15? That quarantine 17? That quarantine 19? Anybody still dealing? I saw an article and it was entitled Foods That Fight Fat. Coconut oil, chia seeds, and avocado. Now here's my question. But are y'all winning Right? Are y'all winning the fight against fat? That's what I need to know. Like, are chia seeds like those top ninja warriors in the fight against fat? I don't know. Like, I have grown to love butter on everything. Like, I think I'm going to need a 12-step program for butter when this is all this is all over. I put butter in chili the other day, you guys, and it did make my chili better. Another thing that happened for me in quarantine, and I think this we can say this, and we're coming out of it, and we're going to see the fruits of our labor. Like in quarantine, if you had like a mission, or everybody was calling it a pandemic pivot, if you had something that you'd been dreaming of, this was the time, right, to do it. And so I too, like so many, followed my dreams. And my dream was to start a call service. What I'm going to need everyone to do is take out a pen right now, or either you can actually put the number in your phone. The number is 1-800 call an ancestor. Take that number down again. That's 1-800 call an ancestor. And let me tell you why. Because I don't think Harriet Tubman lived and died and freed us on the Underground Railroad for the way that Sharon Osbourne was talking to Cheryl Underwood last month. Like, how was it, right? How was it that it was International Women's Month? The talk was not talking. Show full of women. No talking on the talk. So I'm just saying, I had to call Harriet. Harriet, girl. She was like, hey, girl. And I was like, did you see Sharon Osbourne talking to Cheryl Underwood crazy? Yes, girl, I did. I was like, Harriet, I know you did not die, serve as a spy in the Civil War, or take us on the Underground Railroad to freedom for the way that that went down. No, girl, I didn't. I was like, well, Harriet, can you gather Sharon Osbourne? She is a whole motherfucking mood right now. She's like, yes, girl, I can. You guys, 3 short days after my call to Harriet, CBS released Sharon Osbourne. You guys, I'm just saying. So Harriet gathered CBS and she gathered Sharon Osbourne. So listen, you guys, my service works and all calls are free and anonymous. We got every ancestor you need. We got Anne Frank, Cesar Chavez, we got Gandhi, we got Confucius, we got RFK, JFK, MLK for peaceful protests, Malcolm X for by any means necessary. And y'all know last year was a big year. We got Chadwick Boseman, we got the Black Panther, y'all. We got RBG, we got John Lewis. And you guys, they playing jazz in heaven. We got Ellis Marcellus and we got Bill Withers. So I'm just saying, my service works and all calls are free and anonymous. What's that number? 1-800 call an ancestor. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? All right. So a couple more things, y'all. As we are getting closer to coming on out of this situation and coming out of this quarantine, I got my vax, right? You know, and actually, I just actually got both. I got first and I got second. And let me just say this. That first vax, like, when did going to get the vax become like the line at the club? Like the standby line, right? The standby line was like down the block, around the corner, and through the park. I'm just saying, like CNN actually reported at the top of the year that the number of Americans hesitant to take the vax was actually going down. And here's the thing. I was hesitant too. Not necessarily Tuskegee experiment hesitant, but I was hesitant. I'm just saying, you guys, I got out there and it was in a traditionally underserved Black and brown neighborhood. But you guys, when I got there and got in line, it was everything but Black and brown in line. The vax, y'all, gentrified the neighborhood where I took it. I'm just saying. Right. Right? And so, like, security was out front, right? And y'all know how security is when you go to the club. They're like prowling, looking for the honeys over 65, you know, to pull them out of line. And then, you know, there was a rumor that they were making sure that, you know, Black and brown folks, got pulled out of line too. So this extremely nice Karen like ran up to me and she was just like, "You're Black?" All my life. She was like, "You're gonna get in." I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "I'd love to be Black." Okay, let me just say this. I'm from Alabama. If there was anything I thought I would never hear in my whole life, those are some words, right? I thought I would never hear. And I was like, okay, I'll trade you that vax for that mortgage approval that you get if that's what you're trying to do, you know. I'll trade. When Darth Vader wanted y'all to come to the dark side, wasn't nobody listening. But okay, we got it. So you guys, we went on in, the line started finally moving. You guys, my good friend Karen still got her vax before I got my vax. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You guys, ladies, where my ladies at? When you get in there, we're gonna get ready to wrap it out here. Let me just say this. There's the forms and they ask you a couple of questions. And so the questions go like this. Are you pregnant or breastfeeding? And I'm like, no. And I understand that question, right? We don't want to mix all of that together. But then the next question is, are you planning to become pregnant? Am I fucking? That's what y'all, that's what y'all want to know right now? I'm not sure if that's germane to what's happening. But I'm not, and I'm feeling some kind of way about it. Okay. Last but not least, they asked me, well, what's your mother's maiden name? And I'm like, I'm the mama now. Why you need her maiden name? I'm low-key jealous that my mama has a maiden name. I still have the same last name from birth. You guys, that is my time. I'm so grateful to be here and so thankful. My name is Dana Kiel. I am your Harriet Tubman of comedy and laughter. So go with me on the Underground Railroad.
Thank you so much, Dana. That was amazing. I loved it. Your questionnaire actually reminded me of when my father passed away. Since he was an organ donor, they ask you all these questions about the organ donor, and they asked me questions that I was really not prepared for, like really random ones, like, do you know if your father ever had sexual relations with animals? I'm like, dang,
What?
I do not know that. And I'm like, but my dad, no. But my dad, no. And I couldn't. And so like, I was kind of scared because I'm an organ donor. And I didn't know if they were going to ask these things to my like kids if something happened. Like every once in a while, I casually like drop things, in the kitchen with them. I'm like, hey, by the way, I've never had sex with armadillos. I just want to make sure you know that. Okay, I have to go now. Bye. Anyway, coming up with our next comedian of the evening. I'm just gonna keep bringing people up like that. I don't know. It's working for me. Anyway, coming up next, we have this next comedian is a Nashville-based comedian. Her accomplishments include one failed marriage with a goal of failing at a few more. Everyone put your hands together for Ritu.
Hello, people from other countries and American citizens. How are you guys doing?
Woo!
Ooh, great. I'm going to be a citizen soon. I'm on all the dating apps. I'm actually here to remind you guys to renew your extended car warranty, please. Scam caller, people, come on, I need to explain my joke. All right, this is going great. Okay. I've been doing a lot of Zoom shows. I feel like I do better on Zoom shows than on live shows. I think the reason is because I'm Indian. I'm naturally good at talking to computer screens. A little bit about me. I actually live in Nashville, Tennessee. I think people in Nashville get drunk to forget that country music still exists. And people in India get drunk to forget that they still live in that country. I got divorced a few years ago. I think divorces are emotionally and financially hard, but I think it gets worse when you have a joint email account. Like Ron and Pammy forever at AOL.com. After divorce, I had a lot of free time, so I joined a book club. But I don't know why I joined a book club. I don't even like wine. Whenever I do these divorce jokes, my mom is like, Ritu, stop doing divorce jokes. Think of second marriage. I was like, Mom, I'm not ready yet. I still have some money left from my last husband. I was actually stalking my ex the other day, or as Americans call it, looking for closure. I'm actually really trying to get over my ex. I went on a date last week and this guy was like, hey, I like you. Do you want to come over, watch Netflix and chill? I was like, I don't do Netflix and chill dates. I know what American men want. But if you have Amazon Prime, I'm up for casual sex. I'm new to American dating. I think a lot about my sexual fantasies. I have this wildest sexual fantasy to make love to an American man with no student loan debt. I know that's going to be a fantasy for a while. Well, these are dating jokes, but in reality, I actually live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm dating a guy in Columbia, Tennessee. I never thought I'll have to cross 3 Cracker Barrels to find love. This Columbia guy is an introvert. Dating an introvert is like adopting a cat. Both these pussies hate other human existence. We need a better tagline on that joke, people. All right. Talking about cancel culture, though, I'm getting exhausted with cancel culture. America, just give me cliff notes on who's trendy to hate. I will do that. And I just realized actually there's cancel culture in India too. My Indian mom tried to cancel my existence when I told her that I'm in love with a black guy.
Oh.
All right. Is that a laugh? I'm guessing it is. Okay. I moved from India to America. I feel like it's a good time for a religious upgrade too. So I'm switching from Indian God to Jesus. Mm-hmm. Indian gods are overweight. You guys have a good looking hot Jesus God? And also because I love unlimited bread and wine. Well, I have a question for you guys. Is anyone looking to buy brown parents? I'm selling mine. My parents have a basic common love story. My mom loves my dad and my dad loves alcohol. My dad is a big believer in karma. He said I got divorced because I made fun of someone's divorce. Well, I learned my lesson. I make fun of rich people now. I really like to be rich. I want to be rich so I can go gluten-free without any judgment. My favorite thing about my parents is that they're still in India. Ooh, no laughs. Okay, people. A comic said, hey, keep a balance between Indian and American jokes so they don't feel like they're the target. But hey, we all know who the target is, Mexicans, right? All right, people, I can get away with that joke. That is called brown privilege. And that is how I ended. Thank you so much.
Woo, Ritu in the building.
Woo! Thank you so much. That was awesome. Here we go on back. Boop. Here I am. Okay. Ooh, just sweating like a frog. Okay. All right. I hope you guys are having fun. I enjoy all of these jokes. I feel at home with my people. Okay. So our next comedian of the evening started comedy in LA and is now based in Seattle. She has participated in numerous festivals and competitions, including the Burbank Comedy Festival and Seattle Comedy Competition. Everyone put your hands together for the wonderful Cara Rosellini.
Cara.
Yay! Okay, thank you. Hi. Everyone, it's Cara. It's Cara,
sorry.
but that's my fault. No, that's my fault, not yours, because I didn't write it like you asked me to. That's why I'm a straight C student, or was straight. Okay, good. Weirdest thing happened to me, you guys. I just got home from the store, and this like 70-year-old man came up to me. You know, we both had masks on, but he came up. He's like, "Hey, maybe you and I should go have dinner sometime." and I got so nervous and so uncomfortable because I didn't know how to tell him that I already have a dad. And I wasn't willing to jeopardize that relationship, you know. As much as I'd love to teach him how to use his iPhone, I feel like I saved that for my father. Okay, good. So you guys, I've been married for 13 years. Thank you so much. I can tell you mean that. Thanks. Thank you. We aren't totally sure about kids at this point, though we do have 3. They're really in the other room playing Roblox right now, which probably means nothing to anybody, including me. Upon having my second kid, you guys, I bought a 2010 Volkswagen Rutan. Thank you so much. It's the limited edition, which means they don't make them anymore. I'm guessing it's because of the recalls, but I mean, who has time to investigate that? You know, I'm not Angela Lansbury. So yeah, but the weirdest thing happened. My minivan, it got broken into, and I was so perplexed because I don't know what you're after, you know, unless you're like jonesing for a Wiggles CD or I don't know, an Elmo teething biscuit or something, you know. It just felt very, very off. And this person, they go through the entire van, front to back, all the pockets, and they do not steal a thing. As if my taste in everything is so offensive. They can't steal a perfectly good child. I loved having kids. We are done. Kitchen closed, so to speak. We can rummage in the kitchen. We just aren't producing wares at this point. But I loved, a lot of people don't like being pregnant. I mean, you know, with the, okay, no, I liked being pregnant because I feel a lot of freedom when people expect less of me aesthetically, you know. Plus the chocolate was a big hit with me. But I did have a scare. I did have a scare with my third kid. We were in the ultrasound room and the tech and I were looking up at the picture and she's like, okay, there's the heart, there's the 4 chambers, there's, uh-oh. And I go, what the fuck? What, uh-oh? You can't say fucking uh-oh at an ultrasound. What's the problem? And she said, God, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know where you fall, but your child is gonna be Republican. No, I don't think so. No, I use mass transit. No, I don't think so. I compost. My prenatals are sourced locally. You're gonna have to check that again. I mean, I slept with a woman, God damn it. No. No, I mean, I use natural deodorant. Yes, I understand it doesn't work. That proves my Can you give it something? A shot of something? A shot of kombucha or chia seeds? Or any bee pollen? No? She couldn't. She did, this was nice. She did try. She put some rose quartz on my stomach and shoved some black onyx up my ass, but that really just created a positive gut environment. He is still Republican, so he's sure cute though. You know, he's always running around in his little sports coats, pushing along his little, you know, agenda. So.
Oh, no.
Sweet little guy. I do have to be careful with him though. My older 2 are girls and I find myself being a little aggressive with him sometimes. Like he'll say, hey mom, next waffle's mine. And I'll go, why? Because you're a boy? He's like, no, it's my turn. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's always your turn, isn't it, Whitey? That's just poor parenting. All right, I'm not going to talk about kids anymore. You guys, I love millennials. I feel like the millennials get a terrible rap. You know, people call them lazy and entitled, and I find that so obnoxious. And it's always the older generations making fun of them or saying poor things about them. And I realize the reason older generations do not like millennials is because millennials were loved. They were looked after, you know. Nobody gave a shit about Gen Xers. There was no fruit in my lunch. There were no parameters around my Oreo intake. I mean, I had the fucking Dorothy Hamill haircut. And if you don't know who Dorothy Hamill is, she was the ice skater, and she shouldn't have had that haircut either. Like, she didn't even make it look good. And every boy and girl my age had the Dorothy Hamill, which was basically just our mothers setting us on a swivel chair, giving it a good spin and holding up a razor blade. Say, smoke their cigarettes. Because also my fetus body was not going to impede on my mother's martini intakes or any of that generation. Do you see? So millennials, don't feel bad, because I feel like some of you are millennials. And I also think it's a bit of, it's weird that we put each other down by generations, you know, the whole okay boomer thing, and I mean, we should lift each other up, right? I mean, it's like hating someone because they're Sagittarius, right? Now, if they're Sagittarius with Scorpio rising, fuck them. They're the worst. But generationally, you know, the boomers, they're the hopeful generation. Gen X, the MTV generation, you know, before they had the shows about the 12-year-olds being pregnant, you know, that was
We lost. We can't hear you. You're muted. Wait, you're muted.
We can't. Well,
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
You're muted.
oh,
So I live in Seattle.
There she is.
Oh, really? Okay. I was just like, oh, wow, that one really tanked. Anything? Nothing. Huh, that feels weird. Okay, good. So I'm glad it was unstable for a while. Well, guys, I live in Seattle. I don't know if you guys, who's familiar with the Pacific Northwest. It's great. I lived in LA for a long time and moved back here, and I love it. I don't know if you guys have it, the clipboarders outside the natural food stores. They are very motivated, this crew. They will save those whales. They will sit in trees for a few years so they don't get cut down, but they will not put a brush through their hair. They have not learned that hygiene is not a sellout. Soap is not Republican. I mean, think globally, by all means, think globally, just clean locally, you know? And in non-Seattle fashion, I just did some grooming. I just had a bikini wax, which just not fun as a general rule, painful, a bit vulnerable. What made my situation a little worse was as soon as the esthetician started the bikini wax, she felt like a good pick of music would be Sade. Now, nothing says find somebody new to rub hot wax next to your vagina like Sade's Smooth Operator. It's ill-appropriate. It's a faulty choice of song. It's like playing Marvin Gaye at the gynecologist. Not okay. So I don't know. I actually just went to my doctor recently, and I had a very bad experience. She made me very angry. She suggested I go get physical therapy for the general area because I'm a bit flinchy when it comes to the ladies' exams, right? And frankly, it's fucking weird if you're not. What does that look like? You guys, like, nice gloves. Get on up there, you little Viking. I mean, you know, what do you trail mix. What I don't know, but what she didn't know was my birthing history, which includes having a 9-pound baby too quickly for an epidural, right, which hurts. And in Seattle, you know, like in Ballard, they have their babies in the bathtubs, right? In London, I'm sure they have their babies in the museums, okay? And I don't know, Paris, they probably have them in their Eiffel Towers. I don't fucking know. You know, that's fine. And I appreciate the naturalness of it all, but I need a little buffer, a little wedge between myself and pain. And so I liken my area to a battered animal, and anything unfamiliar comes near and it retreats in fear because it has PTSD. And it doesn't need physical therapy, it needs talk therapy. So you know anybody. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. That's my time. Thank you.
Pardon me. You know, I laughed so hard when you said Sagittarians. Because I'm a Sagittarius with the Scorpio moon.
Oh,
I'm actually way more embarrassed that I'm a Gen X millennial cusp. Really. Embarrassed of that.
I know nothing about the but if you really are, that's money. That's the best.
All right. We have been listening to super fun jokes, and we are ready for some more super fun jokes. Our next comedian is from Orlando, Florida. She was the runner-up at the Comedy Therapy Invitational Tournament and will be appearing at the Good Karma Comedy Festival on April 18th. Everybody put your hands together for the wonderful Amanda Cacace.
Hi.
Yeah.
How is everyone tonight? Good. Oh, I managed to turn my own video off with my notebook. Hi, guys.
Hey,
I want to start tonight off with a joke written by a guest writer. I was on the phone with my best friend earlier, and she's got a little girl. She's going to turn 5 in about a week. She's my little goddaughter. I love her. And I was complaining to my friend. I was like, I don't know what to write about. I got to start writing some new stuff. And she turns to her daughter and she goes, what should Amanda write about? What story should she tell next? Because she kind of knows what I do. And from the back seat, I hear, I'm a potato and I'm proud. So I really wanted to feature that, her first joke. I'm so proud of her. It's been so I really want to start with that. Like, I'm proud of a budding comedian. I'm sure her mother is gonna love me in 10 years when she starts saying, Mom, I want to do comedy. It probably won't be as cute then. You know, the other day we lost Prince Philip, and that was sad. That is sad. But what kind of surprised me was my mother. I came out of my room and she was like, oh my God, did you hear the news? The poor Queen. I was like, yeah, it was really sad. Then she goes, I can't believe he died. This was a shock. I can't believe that. And I was like, he was see-through. People aren't supposed to be see-through, Mom. And I am sad for the Queen, but I'm not shocked. And she was like, you know, I thought he was gonna live forever. And then she just sort of strolled outside with her coffee, and that's just my mother. She's a great lady, but some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, she wasn't impressed with me when I started doing comedy. I think her exact words were, we put you through 12 years of voice lessons and you're gonna be a fucking comedian. It's like, yes. I was adopted, so they're definitely just watching their investment depreciate as the years go on. Every year that I don't decide to become a lawyer, it just goes on down. I got diagnosed with ADHD a few years ago, which makes like all the sense. Like when my therapist was like, I think you have this, and she had me read up on it, I was like, yeah, I definitely have this. but ADHD, it's known for like having like the ping pong brain, which I definitely have, which is probably why I can't sit down and write for more than 10 minutes at a time without a 4-year-old telling a better joke than me. But they don't talk about the fact that you can focus on things, but you don't focus on like the right things. You get like, you throw your whole life into like one niche thing. It's called hyperfixation. And for me, during the lockdown, that was RuPaul's Drag Race. You could not, a few months ago, you could not tell me that I was not a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race. Like every time I walked into the kitchen, I would hear like the runway music start in my head. Be like, coming to the kitchen to make her breakfast, Miss Amanda Cacace. She is wearing the same sweatpants for the 3rd day in a row, eleganza. But by the way, I thought this was super adorable. My father had heard me talking about drag racing, and for a solid month, thought that I was watching like car racing, and was very surprised when he found out that it was drag queens. And I was like, I feel like the car racing would be more surprising considering who I've always been, Dad. But like, you could not tell me. Oh my goodness. I still love it. But there was like a solid month where I was like, I am a drag queen. That's who I am. And I've always been this person, a big one, probably a dangerous one. I get like super into like murder cases. And a big thing I'll do is I'll like, it's like I'm like a 40-year veteran detective whose whole career is hanging in the balance, and I have to solve this case. Most of them have already been solved, by the way, but I act as if I'm the one who has to solve them. And it's all completely useless information. I failed freshman biology twice. Twice I failed it, but I know what Aileen Wuornos had as her last meal on death row. By the way, she didn't have a last meal. She had 2 cigarettes and a cup of coffee from the kitchen canteen. And yet it took me 3 tries to pass that damn class. I live in Orlando now. I used to live in New York, but now I live in Orlando. Orlando is famous for its theme parks. Yeah. I got to spend some time at my favorite theme park about a year and a half ago. It was really fun. It was the Orlando Psychiatric Facility. This is the United States, so it was not all expenses paid. But I will say they had like the best mashed potatoes I've ever had, so that was well worth the $700 bill at the end. But you know what? And it did have attractions. Crying was a big one. There was a lot of that. We did watch Daddy Daycare one night and get Oreos. So that was probably the most normal one. That was fun. Then there was this was an unexpected show. I call it fist fight during yoga. That was a surprise. That had everything. It had drama, height, spontaneity. That was great. And then there was musical entertainment. Because in a place where they were actively convincing us to want to be alive, they brought in an old pastor who badly played guitar and sang rock songs with like 7 detoxing addicts behind him. And I don't know if you've ever heard All Star Smash Mouth, but you haven't heard it until you've heard it performed by Pastor Greg and the 7 detoxing addicts at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, is this actually therapeutic, or are they just trying to scare me out of wanting to come here again? I'm like, all right, I'll go to therapy. Stop singing. So then I came home, and I went back to my old apartment, but my parents, they were worried because they They moved to Orlando, Florida, coincidentally 10 miles away from my apartment, while actively not following me to Orlando, Florida. And they were like, we're worried about you. Please move in with us. And I was like, okay, fine. My lease is up in a few weeks anyway. Might as well save some money. I'll move out in a month. That was in February of 2020. I am still there because theme parks and pandemics don't really go hand in hand. So I was out of work for a bit. And now it's just like, my dad's a really good cook. I don't know, man. I don't got that much going on. Where am I going? But I have to like learn to live with my mom and dad as if they're like my weird elderly roommates. They're no longer just like my parents, they're real people. I know my dad and I, we can't talk about politics at all, ever. We are just the most diametrically opposed two people you've ever met. I have to really monitor what he watches. He's like super into Fox News, and he's making that rough, sharp turn into OAN. It's really damaging. But he comes in the kitchen a few nights ago when I'm making dinner, minding my own business. And he goes, Amanda, I just want to let you know, I think I can get behind medically needed abortions. And I was like, oh my God, look what I've done. We have woke Tommy in the house now. Hell yes. And I'm getting really proud of myself. I'm like, oh yeah, let's have a discourse. And then he goes, yeah, medically needed, I think I can get behind. And then he looks at me and goes, but I still will never support recreational abortion. I was like, Dad, I want you to tell me what you think that means. Because, when you get one for fun. I was like, all right, woke Tommy went right back to sleep. All right. Hey, my name's Amanda Cacace. Thank you very much.
Amanda.
Well done, Amanda. Thank you so much. Y'all don't know this, but I accidentally skipped Amanda because I'm a jerk. But that's okay. It worked out in our favor. We won't tell you why, but it did. It did. Hey, a quick announcement before we move on to our final comedian.
Perfect.
Look, this is an announcement, guys. So Suitman Productions has upcoming shows later this month. We've got on Sunday, April 18th, 2 shows. The first one is Black and Proud 3. That is going to be at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the one at 8 p.m. the same day is Autastic Artists. So don't miss out on those shows because they're really fun and actually very interesting to watch. So yeah. All right. Okay. Moving along. Our next comedian featured at the New York Underground Comedy Festival. Give it up for your headliner, Ariel Evans.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Huge shout out to Athena, who's just been hosting the shit out of this show. And her amazing earrings, I feel like has not got enough attention because they are so good. So shout out to her earrings. I just mounted this TV, so I wanted to show it off for you guys. I wanted to make sure everybody saw it. I'm bringing like really serious like rec center vibes right now. That's what I like to bring to comedy. My name is Ariel. Yes, like the one from your childhood. 1996, former Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon. From everybody's childhood. Shout out to the former Prime Minister. Didn't know we had a Prime Minister head in the house. I love it. I've been working from home and I don't mind it, but it's changed the way I communicate. So now when I send an email that says, I hope this finds you well, I actually mean it. I've been taking a lot of conference calls over Zoom. And I think that all interactions should be Zoom interactions. Like you should be able to decide if you want to interact with somebody or just be a muted black screen. That's also a very nice life. Very nice life. I've been trying to like stay active in quarantine and the pandemic, and so I've been teaching myself how to play guitar. It's in order to seduce 19-year-old me, which is a passion of mine. So I will play whatever John Mayer song that you would like to hear. I will seduce you. I don't know, quarantine's weird. I've never been more convinced that Mother Nature is a middle-aged white woman, right? Like Mother Nature has put us all on timeout because we wouldn't stop touching the thermostat. Like it's gotten so bad that all the world leaders are giving press conferences because of Mother Nature has to speak to the manager. Like Mother Nature is the mother of all Karens. Right? She gave us a virus that disproportionately affects Black and brown people in the working class. That is some big Karen energy right there. Like you already know Mother Nature is writing a 4-page Yelp review about Earth. Like, if I give it 0 stars, I would. The atmosphere sucks. All the ice melts too quickly, so the drinks are watered down, and it's too vibe. Mother Nature is not happy with us. I know. Being inside, I have decided to totally immerse myself in the TV show 90 Day Fiancé. Highly recommend it to everybody out there. Essentially, people from America meet people online from different countries, and they have 90 days to get married. On the show, friends and family are always like, why can't you meet a man in America? Have you met the men in America? Like, I would rather be catfished by a guy from Hungary than deal with another fuckboy with a Budweiser tattoo. Yeah. We're always taught growing up that like America is the best place in the world. And after watching a lot of 90 Day Fiancé, America's okay. Like, did you guys know that Nigeria has their own soldier boy? And he is objectively better than ours. Soldier Boy's wife is named Baby Girl Lisa. And however you're picturing her, she is the exact opposite. Baby Girl Lisa is a middle-aged white woman from Yorktown, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I see your faces. Yes, that is true. That's like the theme of this show, though. That's what it is. Like young African man, old white woman. And I know it's not, but it feels racist. You know, it's like when white people whisper like, he's African American. Technically that's right, yes, but it still feels racist. So it is. Been watching way too much TV, spending too much time online, and I don't think people spend enough time talking about how hot Malcolm X was. I don't think people talk enough about it. All right, like people study him, people are inspired by him, people research him, but nobody's talking about how hot he was. All right, like Martin Luther King is the father of the civil rights movement, but MLK is the dad. I mean, Malcolm X is the daddy. I messed that line up because I got so hot thinking about Malcolm X. That's it. He's my Black liberation day. I'm just here to spread the gospel about how hot Malcolm X is. That's it. I'm not even here to do comedy for you guys. Just talk about Malcolm X. I'm out here trying to find my Malcolm X. I got dumped recently. I got dumped during Black History Month. That should be a hate crime. My ex is from Staten Island, New York. So I guess that's how he celebrates Black History Month. That's how he does it. He sued the city for discrimination for being a vegetarian. He told me, a Black woman, that he was discriminated against because his salad was soggy. That's who. I ignored a lot of red flags about this guy. He was so many red flags. He was woke, but it was like somebody woke him up too early. No. Like he called me a dumb bitch while carrying an NPR tote. It's just very woke weirdness. I don't know. He was also 20 years older than me. So us hanging out was just him screaming at cable news. That was his entire vibe. I watched way too much cable news. And I saw a commercial for Budweiser Zero. Budweiser Zero is non-alcoholic Budweiser. Who the fuck is drinking Budweiser for the taste? Like, who's like, give me a Bud Heavy, hold the booze, keep the piss taste. Sounds good to me. I don't know, after being dumped, I've been trying to like get back out there a little more, you know, try to rev things back up. I'm vaccinated, so you know what kind of summer it's gonna be. I went on a date this past week, and men, they always talk themselves out of sex. I guarantee every woman right here has had a man talk themselves out of sex, or partner talk themselves out of sex. You guys, men, just stop talking. That's it. Just stop talking. I think that would be great for everybody. Just talking himself out of sex. He asked me, he was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Here, like America." And he goes, "No, like, what nationality are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, see above, still American." It's the same. And he continued, and he's like, "No, but like, what's your background? Like, where are your parents from?" And I was like, "Well, my parents are from New York City, and I grew up in Seattle. So in New York, I'm Dominican, but in Seattle, I'm just Lakeisha." That's it. Anybody's been to Seattle, you know what it's like. And to be fair, though, that's not how he talked himself out of sex. Sex was still on the table at that point. He talked himself out of sex when he referred to his father as daddy. I was so caught off guard, I made him repeat it. I was like, "Wait, what? Like, so are you close with your parents?" And he goes, yeah. I'm kind of close with my mom, but I'm really close with my daddy. He's 45 years old, all right? The only way you're calling somebody daddy is if you're fucking him. That's it. Only way. I just picture it now, like we're in bed and I'm like, "Oh yeah, daddy." And he's like, no, that's my father. I'm junior daddy. That's how he talked himself out of it. I told you, men, just stop talking. I used to date like a lot of drug dealers. I have fucked more drug dealers than the Clinton's 94 crime bill. Like in the streets, I'm a lady, but in the sheets, I'm a super predator. It's gotten so bad that my nickname in bed is DEA, because I'm just going after Black and Latino men. To be fair though, okay, I will go after a white guy if they're big enough in the drug game. That's the only way I like them. I used to work in politics, and I've been trying to I still try to keep up with it, and I think Joe Biden is okay. I think he's okay. Like, I support Joe Biden like a 15-year-old bra. Kind of, but not really. I'll be there. I'll show up, whatever. It was recently reported that people in the White House are being fired for admitting to past marijuana use. And I was like, Kamala Harris doing what she does best. Locking up people for weed. That's it. That's what Kamala Harris does, you guys. I don't know. I think the way I look at the Democrats the same way I look at the electric slide. I don't really enjoy it, but I have to because I'm Black. When I look at it, I don't know. I think I'm an adult, but I'm not really sure because I never know how old Black women are. Like, is Michelle Obama my godmother or my daughter? I don't know. I hope it's both. For my driver's license underage, it just says 26 to 47. People always surprise my real age, which is 53. You guys are like, yeah, she looks good for 53. Thank you. I look good for 53. I don't know. My personality doesn't provide any context clues because I act like a 75-year-old, but I dress like a goth that's too scared to fully commit. 80% there. I grew up in Seattle, and I know growing up when I was a kid, my parents, they went through like a pretty nasty divorce. And I remember there was one night that got bad and my mom was like, we're gonna go stay in a hotel. And my first thought was, man, I hope we stay in a hotel with a pool. Like, what? Like, what a shitty little kid. Like, my mom is fighting for her life and the life of her children, and I'm just like, it's just been such a stressful day. I could just really use a dip right now. Yes. After the divorce, my parents shared custody of us. And when my dad weekend to have us, he would take me and my brother to his friend's apartment and make us sit in a damp cement basement with mirrors all over the wall. And we sat in this basement for hours and hours while my dad and his friends practiced karate. It was like Fight Club for pussies. I don't know. My dad, he did a lot of weird things. Like, I remember my dad used to carry around this life-size walking stick, and he had no trouble walking. Nor was he Gandalf the Great, so a lot of weird things. I remember one day too, in 3rd grade, my dad showed up at my school, which was really weird because he was not supposed to be there, according to the King County judge. And my dad pulls me in close and he's like, Ariel, we're running away to Las Vegas together. What? I'm just joking, guys. My dad didn't say that. He went without me. Fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. I don't know. Even though my dad left a long time ago, I still carry the lessons he taught me. Like, my dad taught me that life is like a marathon, not a sprint. Because when you spend your whole life doing cocaine, you're gonna always feel like you're running. My dad taught me that cocaine is like Taylor Swift. White and okay in moderation. Just gotta pace yourself, you guys. That's it. That's my advice for this comedy show. Just pace yourself on cocaine. That's it. My mom is a public school teacher, and people always thought that like made me a good student, but that just made us poor. We grew up poor in Seattle, so all of our polo shirts just had a guy playing stickball on it. That's our entire vibe. She was very like resourceful. She found creative ways for babysitters, and I played every single sport. And we used to go to church every single Sunday. And I recently found out that when my mom would take me and my siblings to church, and she would go park the car, she'd really go to the casino down the street. So while I was praying for my soul's eternal salvation, my mom was praying for a pair of aces. My mom is Native American, so I guess technically that is her place of worship. It's fine. I can say that. I have a tribal tattoo. Don't worry. We went to church from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., which even for a Black church is too long. Like, Jesus Christ basically was my babysitter. And let me tell you, that guy had some rules. It was like, don't be gay, don't eat shellfish, don't count cards. I mean, Jesus, can I live? Like, can I live? Now my brother is in a cult, and I'm in Gamblers Anonymous. My mom, she did find the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is what my mom calls tequila. My mom's probably watching on Facebook Live, so do a shot right now, Mom. My brother, he is in a cult. We accept it, and by accept it, I mean ignore it. I don't know. He early on, I was talking to him about it, and he was like, "Ariel, you can't join the cult." To be fair, he didn't call it a cult. He called it what do you call it? Oh, the Supreme Leaders Clubhouse. And he was like, "Ariel, you can't join the clubhouse because you date white men." And I was like, in my defense, I just do that recreationally. It's just for funsies, right? Like, when I settle down, it's going to be with a person of wealth. I don't know. I don't get how he hates white people. Like, we grew up in Seattle. That's like growing up in a Chainsmokers concert. It's entire vibe out there. By far, my favorite person in my family is my godson. And being a godmother is kind of like being the Queen of England. It's just a title. And in order to have any real responsibility, a lot of people have to die. My godson's dope, though. He's 7 years old, easily my best friend. And I was talking the other night, and he goes, "Ariel, a fart is like a doorbell saying, the poop is here." I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing.
Ooh, thank you so much, Ariel. That was awesome. Thank you, everyone, for participating in this wonderful comedy showcase. Once again, don't forget we have those 2 shows on April 18th, which is a Sunday. And if you want to tip any of the comedians you saw tonight, I did put their Venmos and PayPals inside the comments on the video. So hopefully you guys will be able to catch that. And other than that, we'll hope to see you again. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.